Beauty, art, growing past our evolutionary instinct. What makes art beautiful? Is it the concept of beauty learned, or is it inherent to us? Is beauty found in nature or man-made architecture? Or is it only found in people?
The answer isn't that simple. Well, I guess it really is. It's that beauty is definitely more inherent. We've done studies in 12 to 18-month-old infants towards the attraction to adult faces, and it's all pretty consistent. And even when you study different cultures, those consistencies still exist. Typically, there is a basis of what people find attractive in a mate, and this is probably rooted in our evolution.
However, the answer is not that simple. You see, mankind has two inherent desires: to survive and to reproduce. When you look at the evolution of man, from the strategic locations of cities to cultural values and practices, they all have one thing in common. It's the perception of beauty. Beauty is what mankind has attributed to survival, but whatever learned trait fits becomes beauty itself. The humankind does not realize that we are constantly being influenced by the desire to survive. You can see these unconscious changes in human behavior as survival became easier around the generations. For example, in the late 1700s to the 1800s, having a good amount of body fat was considered attractive. This because food was scarce, not everyone could get it, and if someone was bigger, it was not only a sign of money, but of power, and it implied survival. Your chances of survival were better because you had that access to food. Now that food is no longer a problem, you can see this desire kind of change and shift. People either have attraction to different body types. Some people like the traditional dad bod, some people like very malnourished looking people, and so you see as food becomes less of a problem and there's less of these learned characteristics that the ideal of beauty changes. Beauty and attraction have more of an inherent guideline. When inequality implies survival, it becomes more beautiful. But what does that have to do with nature, and does it represent those same qualities? The first civilizations popped up around lush and more fertile rivers. These fertile lands, which most people find beautiful, is where most of the first humans congregated. There are links between beauty and survivability with these more majestic and fertile lands. Another example is large mountains. These mountains, because of their size, protected people from harsh weather conditions, and were used as strategic positioning from enemies. But these mountains could have been deceiving. The Roman people who lived on Pompeii were originally attracted to the area because of the mountain and the more fertile land. The city was considered beautiful, and the Romans were able to grow whatever they wanted on there. This is because of course, it being an active volcano. When you have a volcano, that heat and the minerals released from the earth are perfect for farm life. But of course, maybe it wouldn't have been so beautiful if they knew what they were living on. When we look at all these years of human history and the studies of our psyche, the answer to the original question, is beauty objective or subjective? The simple answer is it's both. It's the learned characteristics that fit the guidelines that are our inherent survival instinct.